How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be somewhat analyzing and breaking down season 2 episode 20 of Jujutsu Kaisen, Right and Wrong part 3. For starters, they weren't doing all of that in the manga. That's if you've seen the episode, they were not doing all of that. So let's get right into it. This episode was truly impactful, and it really highlighted the close relationship that Megami, Itadori, and Kugisaki had together, and show how much of an impact Kugisaki not being there will have on Itadori. And seeing the immediate reaction of Mahito absolutely running it up on Itadori, hitting him with a black flash, bouncing him off the walls. They weren't doing all that in the manga. They were doing some of it, but in the manga, a lot of it, Mahito was just saying things, and Gege didn't draw in Itadori getting beat up. But in the anime, they didn't take that route. They straight up made Itadori get absolutely pummeled by Mahito. And along with the pummeling comes in the best of friendo, Todo, with something else that they didn't do in the manga, a gorgeous intro to him. An intro truly fitting Todo. In the manga, they just had him appear and had Todo do a little that he's here. But in this, we got a little animation to Todo coming in. It truly did Itadori's brother justice. But in this conversation that he has with Todo, it's truly touching because the anime truly made you feel almost exactly what Itadori was going through, apart from us all killing insane amount of people. The atmosphere was really captured beautifully with the subway noises in the back. It almost made you feel like you were actually in an empty subway listening to this conversation go down. And I feel like little things like this, such as the sound in the background, along with the shaking of Itadori's voice, as well as the support that Todo was trying to give to Itadori, is just overall perfectly captured in this anime. The animators did this portion so much justice. The animation capitalized on what the manga held and just made it better. It was truly done beautifully. From this, Todo goes ahead and scraps with Mahito for a bit until Itadori gets his bearings down. This wasn't done perfectly, but it was still decent nonetheless. It's definitely hard for animators to try and capture a dude clapping and appearing in a different spot, or the things around him appearing and swapping places with each other. So I do respect how good the animators did in that regard, but it did look a tad bit wonky, but I truly have nowhere to complain. It was very well done. Moving on to the part where Itadori comes in with his black flash, with Todo bringing him in, and I might even say that they did the whole Nanami reflection even better in the anime than they did in the manga. With Itadori's flashback to Nanami, this truly put the reins of taking down Mahito onto Itadori's shoulders more than it already was. Now at this point in time, Itadori has fully accepted the will that Nanami left behind and is now full on set to take down that joke of a thing called Mahito. It is now on to Itadori's hands, along with Todo, his brother, of course. Todo and Itadori start just running it up on Mahito. They get into a big old fight, and it transitions into Miwa talking to Mechamaru, which low-key brought a tear to my eye, I'm not gonna lie. I've never liked Mechamaru or Miwa in season 1 or anything like that. I still don't like them in season 2 because Miwa is, I don't want to say an idiot, but she's definitely not the sharpest tool in the shed. You'll see in the next 2 episodes. Close your ears if you don't want to get spoiled at all. She does a binding vow to make her sword slash count against Kenjaku. Binding vow to never wield a sword again. Swings, my boy Kenjaku catches it. It doesn't do a thing, and now she can't use a sword anymore. It was very, very stupid. She's not the sharpest one out there. But this scene with Mechamaru and her talking to Mechamaru, even though he's in the afterlife now, is very touching and very upsetting because Jujutsu Kaisen is something that does not really have any type of love relationship stuff just because of how many characters are dying, and I just don't think it's really Gege style to be writing in characters that are falling in love with each other. But this is one of the few that we actually have, and to see it crumble to pieces like that is just very disheartening. But it was animated perfectly. They even included the part where Mechamaru appears in the window. It was all executed so well. R.I.P. my boy Mechamaru. Throwing out with a bang. Wanted to save everyone. Wanted to save his love. Oh man, that was very sad. And then it pans out to the rest of Miwa's useless friends talking about how they're not gonna let they're gonna kill the person that made their junior cry, even though the person that made their junior cry is Kenjaku and Mahito. Like, one of my pet peeves is when like super weak characters, or like characters that are definitely not on par to fight strong characters, act all tough. And that girl, I forget her name, she rides a broomstick. She really, oh, she She grinds my gears, if I have to say so. She's used for information collecting for the rest of the manga, for the rest of the manga. Like, what are you gonna do against Kenjaku or Mahito? Oh, it's just infuriating. But they should have been thanking Mechamaru for putting them out and about. I get it, you want to fight and you want to help out those that are in need against the cursed spirits, but dude really did it for you, and you guys aren't appreciative enough, honestly. And after this, we get into a whole mess of things that never happened in the manga. The next portion of fights with Mahito when he gets on the soul train and all this never happens, which I honestly thought was just hilarious. Just absolutely so funny. I'm sitting here wondering why include this? Like, why include this in the anime? There was no point. I mean, it was like filler fights, and I'm not against it because it means that this whole fight with Mahito will get stretched out for 2 episodes because I enjoy seeing Mahito get his face beat in, but they were just not doing all of that in the manga. And then let me go on to another thing that they were not doing all of that of in the manga. Todo's Black Flash, where he was comparing himself to Itadori and how Itadori has surpassed his expectations and now he's lacking behind on Itadori. This part in the anime, it was like a Powerpuff Girls special. Todo went crazy. He was doing a whole power-up thing to kick him, and it was awesome. It really captured the art of who Todo is. But they were not doing that in the manga. In the manga, all that happens is Mahito realizing that Todo can switch places with non-living targets, and then after this, Todo has this whole spiel about falling behind Itadori, even though he's the one that said, if you are okay with the way you are now, our friendship won't last. Coming to the realization that Itadori is almost surpassing him, so he's gotta bulk up, come onto the scene. With that, he delivers the Black Flash to Mahito. But in the anime, they gave him a whole intro to his alt. I, for one, am a big old fan of what happened there. And in the manga, almost immediately following this, they head into the whole triple image thing where they're like, all 3 of them have brought out 120% of their potential, which was so good, so perfectly done in the anime. Might I add, oh my God, I was so satisfied with it. We were nearing the end of the episode and it was after the Black Flash had done, and I low-key thought they were going to push it off till next episode. But thankfully, during the credits, we got to see the iconic scene where they are using 120% of their potential. And that wraps up exactly what went down in this episode, how it compared to the manga and what was different, and what I was satisfied with and what I thought was a little to be desired. But overall, I was very happy with this episode, and I'm wondering what you all thought about this episode. Please let me know in the comments what you thought about this episode, if you liked it, if you hated it, if you loved it, you thought it should have matched the manga more so it goes quicker. I don't know. Overall, this was a very great episode, and I can't wait to watch Mahito get his face pummeled in the next episode. All right, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, leave a like. You know how it is. I hit 1,500 subscribers, and that was my goal for December, and it is only December 7th. So I want to thank all of you so very much for 1,500 subs. It means so much to me. Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, sunrise, sunset, whatever time it is for you. I hope you have a great one because you deserve it. Love you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.